Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Moran and you are on Moran Arcana. And today is going to be a video that is a little bit of a follow-up of the tag that Simon did at the Hermit's Cave, which was 10 tarot decks never leaving my collection. And this is a follow-up with Oracle decks. So it's not necessarily VR, because I don't think he's done one, but it's more of a follow-up. So yeah, I'm going to show you 10 Oracle decks that I know will not leave my collection. And again, I had the opportunity or the experience to have to scale down my collection of Oracle and Tarot decks because I moved from the UK to France a year ago, almost now, not even a year, but it's coming up to a year. But I couldn't take all my, I don't know, 200 decks, so I had to scale down, and these survived, and I know they survived because I like them. So, and I don't think I will ever let them leave my collection, and if I couldn't get my hands on them again, I will feel sad. So the first one is the Spirit Animal Oracle. You've probably all seen this deck, and it survived my collection, like the scale down, you know, of my collection, because it's, if I had to choose one Oracle deck, this is the one that I will choose. I will just have this one, and that's it. But it's a beautiful Oracle deck. There are a lot of animals represented. There are like a cow spirit. I don't think there are any other decks that have a cow, for example. But I like the images. I like the fact that, for example, you can see it's a bee here, but there's also like a little bit of a key phrase to help you a little bit identify the energy of the animal, because that's the problem I have with many animal decks, is that you have the animals and then it's telling you like canary. Yeah, okay, thank you, but what is canary, you know, like what is gonna be doing to me? Like beaver spirit, yeah, you can probably get the meaning by understanding what a beaver is doing. So here, lay a solid foundation, it makes sense, but at the same time, some of them are a little bit like less evident, like koala spirits. Yeah, I can see it's a koala, thank you, but what's the message? So this is why I like this deck. And you have different animals again, and I like this. And yeah, I think it's the best animal oracle deck so far, like I've had. It's a very good deck. You have a lot of cards, so it's a 68 card. The designs are beautiful. So this is the back, is beautiful. The images here are beautiful. Some people don't really like the fact that the animals have crowns, but it doesn't bother me. But yeah, I think that's a deck that I will always keep. So this is the first one. This is by Colette Baron Reed, by the way, and you can still probably find this on Amazon. There's a tiny version as well, a version in a tin, so you can probably find this. The next one is the Purgatorium Hex Oracle by Jens, or Mr. Freeborg on Instagram, and this is a very particular deck. This is the back, and these are the type of images that you can find. So it's a bit of a dark deck, and at first I didn't really want this deck. When I first saw it on Kickstarter, I was like, yeah, no, it's not for me. It's a bit too dark, it's a bit too, you know, like this type of images are a little bit too much, I would say, like too scary, I would say. Not scary, but it's uncomfortable. But I don't know what made me, I can't remember what made me choose it, but then I found I wanted it, so I went on Jens' website, and the deck was still available after the Kickstarter, but on his website. I've etched mine in black, by the way. And I don't know what pushed me to get this deck, but I did get this deck. It's a very nice linen cardstock, and as soon as I received it, I loved it. I love the guidebook as well. The only thing I said all the time is that I wish there was a way to find the cards a little bit faster and easier, because there's no, it's not by alphabetical order, but there's no way to find the card easy, but that's just me. But I love this. You have a little bit of always you have a little bit of again a quote from someone, then you have a description of the card, and then you have high polarity and low polarity meanings, and it's just straight to the point, and it's a very straight to the point deck, and it forces you to see a little bit the darker things that you don't want to watch, to see. Sorry, I would say if there is such a thing as a shadow work deck, this would be the shadow work deck that I will use. So to be honest, I used it mostly for that, like when I do like journaling or whatever, I always use this deck to see like, okay, what are the aspects that I need to work on that I refuse to acknowledge or see. So yeah, very good deck, and it will never leave my collection, even though at first I was not convinced by this deck. The third one, sorry, is a deck. Again, I think you've seen it many times on my channel. This is from Levi at Masculine Intuition Reading, and it's the Sacred Fool Oracle deck. So this one is the 40 card Oracle deck, but I also bought the expansion. He released an expansion, I think, of around 20 cards. So now it's a 60 card Oracle deck. So these are the backs, and this is a very nice deck. So the expansion includes more god and goddesses and, you know, masters and all these type of things. But before it was more like how can I say, like this one, for example, waterfall, refresh, revitalize, replenish is more I don't know how to say it, but it's different. But both of them, you can get the expansion, and it will all go together. But yeah, I like this deck. It's very simple. I like the designs as well of the letters. I like the fact that there are keywords. There's no guidebook, so you really have to use your intuition and use what is around the card that you pull to get the meaning, or to draw conclusion, or to draw meanings. And it's, yeah, I like it. It's a very nice deck. It's very unique. It's very to me it's very beautiful. Like Levi always says, like, oh yeah, it's easy to do, everyone can do it, but I know myself I wouldn't be able to do something like this. Like, I know it's collage and you can probably find a way to do it, but I know I wouldn't be able to do it. But yeah, I like this deck. It's very simple. I like the fact that there's no guidebook, so really any meaning that you attribute to the card is yours. You don't have a guidebook to influence you into the meaning of the card. You just have keywords, and then you just have to build your story around the keywords. But yeah, I like this deck. It's one that, again, will never leave my collection. And it's the Sacred Fool Oracle deck. I don't think you can still get this on... It was on Make Playing Cards. It's a store on Make Playing Cards, but I don't think you can still get it. But yeah, never leaving my collection. The next one is one that everyone knows probably as well, is the Starseed Oracle. And this one, I like it, and I like it so much, and it will never leave my collection, because this is the first Oracle deck that I got. So I knew about tarot, I knew about, like, you know, the Tarot in Marseille, I knew about, you know, Rider-Waite-Smith, I was learning Rider-Waite-Smith, and then I discovered the world of oracles, and this is the first Oracle deck that I got. These are the backs. And I liked it, you know. I was very much into, you know, all these starseed kind of vibe. So at the time I was using only this. Really, it was the Oracle deck that I was using the most in my collection. Even when I discovered Oracle decks and I kept buying Oracle decks, I always came back to this one. That's the one that also kind of pushed me to open my Instagram account. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's the same name, Moran_Arcana. But yeah, and I love the images. I mean, Danielle Noel and Rebecca Campbell did many collaborations, but Danielle Noel art is very recognizable and always so pretty. She's been copied, but never to the same extent. It's always so pretty. And I like the keywords. So you have a keyword and then you have some like a key phrase, I would say, and then some keywords. And yeah, I think it's a beautiful deck and I think it's a very powerful deck. And it was the first Oracle deck that I got. So yeah, for this, it will never leave my collection. And if I lost it or if I could never get it back, I will kind of be sad. Yeah. Then we're going to go to this one, which is the Divine Master Oracle. I have many oracles from these two people that created Oracle decks, so Kyle Gray and Jennifer Hawkyard. And this one is the Divine Master. And I like this deck because you have a lot of, first of all, it's by, you know, the artist that I love. I love her art, even if it evolved and it's not the same. These are the backs. It's not the same throughout the years, but I like the I don't know, it's colorful all the time, and I like her style. I like her art style. But I like this deck because it's a lot of masters that are from everywhere, from Europe, from, you know, Egypt, from India, from even some a little bit more spiritual, like Commander Ashtar, which is something a little bit more on the new age type of spirituality. But I like the fact that it's so diverse in terms of, like, the Lemurians, for example, that's very new age. But then you have this one that is probably like an Indian deity. You have these ones. You have a Chinese there. So I like the fact that it's very diverse in terms of the masters that we have. So here we have a European one, for example. So it's very nice to have a representation of different masters throughout human history. You know, it's not only linked to, you know, one European kind of sphere or an Indian one or whatever. It's kind of diverse in this sense. I'm not speaking about diversity in terms of races or whatever, more diversity in terms of spirituality. The next one, I will try to keep it, I will speak about the next one that is also from Kyle Gray and Jennifer Hawkyard. You can see the box is absolutely battered because this is one of my favorite Oracle decks. I absolutely love this deck. These are the backs, and I think that's the first Oracle deck they did together. But yeah, I've edged mine in this orange, even though it's like kind of fading a little bit. But yeah, I absolutely love this deck. It's so colorful. I love the colors. It's so easy. Again, you only have one keyword, you have the image, and just this helps you, you know, give a good reading. So I love this deck, and I absolutely love the images. Yeah, it's very nice. There's nothing else I can say except that I love this deck. And again, that's a deck that if I could never, you know, if I lost it and then it was out of print and you could never get it again because everyone loved it so much they wouldn't even sell it on any platform, it's one that I would be like so sad not to have anymore. But yeah, that's the Angel Guide Oracle, again by the same people, so Kyle Gray and Jennifer Hawkyard. The next one is a recent one that I got, and I know I will be sad if I don't have it. It's the Outlaw Oracle, and it's mostly, so it's a beautiful deck, obviously, I love it. But it's also reminding me of this period of my life. I know it's not ended yet, but like it's reminded, because to give you the backstory, I am a big fan of MGK, or Machine Gun Kelly. In 2025, he released an album called Lost Americana, which is basically a kind of reminiscence of all the lost eras of America in music. So there's some like ballads, there's some rock, there's some punk, there's some country, there's a little bit of a mix of every type of music. And I've been to the tour, and it reminds me of this period of my life in transition as well, because he released his album when I was on holiday with my mom in the south of France, and I already knew at that time that I was already in France. So it reminds me of this time of where I came back to France from the UK, and it reminds me of holidays because he released the album during the month of July. It just brings a lot of memories to me, and this box looks like also the artwork that he used for his album. Sorry, Lost Americana is the same kind of design. It's a very type of reminiscence of smoking brand, like a cigarette brand, sorry. So yeah, it reminds me of a lot of things, and MGK also has this rebel type of energy. He doesn't do things that we expect him to do, you know. He's been a rapper, but no one expected him to be a punk rocker as well, unless you were a fan before, because he already had some punk rock music in his albums, even if he's in his rap albums. But yeah, he's doing all these type of things. He's done country collaboration, he's done, you know, many things, and he's always surprising people, he's always rebelling, he's always like doing things that people don't expect him to be. He's a little bit of a provocateur as well. It's just this deck kind of encapsulates this all rebellious vibe that I liked, and that I still like, you know. I'm still a kind of a rebellious heart, but yeah, that's just to speak about like a little bit of a background. But I like this deck as well. I like the imageries, I like the keywords, and I've used this deck a couple of times for me, and it was always so on point as well. But I like it has this rebel vibe, this outcast vibe. It's just not an oracle deck that everyone has done, and it's just like, you know, whiskey, stubbornness, perseverance, numbing, but no one ever did a keyword that was whiskey, you know. And it's just like black coffee, boots, you know. It's just, I don't know, smoke. It's just very unique, and it reminds me of a lot of things that happened to me in 2025. So yeah, I don't know what else I can say. I just like this deck, and I know it's never gonna leave my collection. The next one is quite a recent one, is the Arcana Folia Oracle deck. I was not convinced by this deck at first. I was like, especially because the price for a mass market deck is quite high, so I was like, is it worth the price? Is it worth the, I think it's 30 euros, so it's quite expensive. These are the backs. It's a rounded deck as well, which is not the easiest to shuffle, and I wish it was not a rounded one, but it surprised me by how on point it is. I love the images, I love the keyword, but also the little phrase. So here, eccentric person, a person with a different worldview. It's always like very, very good, you know, like lock. Something is hidden or locked. And it's, again, something that allows you to expand a little bit on the reading that you're doing. And there are quite a lot of cards as well. But yeah, it surprised me. I've used it a couple of times, and every time I was like, okay, this deck deserves its place in my collection. And yeah, if I had to keep one round oracle, and this one is a little bit more of like a witchy type of oracle as well, a bit more pagan energy, and that would be the one. I would not want another one, you know, soulmate, someone from your soul tribe. But yeah, I like this deck. I'm very happy I got it in the end, even if it was a little bit more expensive than you can find probably other decks for less than £30, but I think it deserves its place in my collection, and I don't think it will ever leave my collection. I'm trying to find if there's the price here somewhere, but no. But yeah, it's 50 cards, so it's not too bad, and I like it. The next one is the Angel Number Oracle, 55 cards, and this one, again, it's a very simple deck. I guess there's a theme in my Oracle decks, is simplicity. These are the backs, and this is just, you know, angel numbers with one keyword. And I love this. It's simple. When you do a reading with a client, you know, it's just simple. You just give them the angel number and the keyword, and you expand a little bit on the keyword. But usually as well, when I've done readings, this deck, I use it at the end, you know, to kind of close the reading. I always do that with my readings. I close with Oracle decks, and it's always kind of a sum up of everything that I've been saying throughout the tarot reading, you know, so it's always so good. And what I like to do as well is, in the guidebook, for each number you have an affirmation. So I like to give this to my clients as well, to give them an affirmation, so they can, you know, they can use it. It's a practical type of thing that they can do through their life, you know. If you have an affirmation, you can repeat it to you 3 times in front of the mirror in the morning, whatever. It gives them something to do, and I think it's very nice. But yeah, I like this deck. Is very nice. And again, that's a deck that if I couldn't get my hands on it again, I would be sad, because I use it a lot for clients especially. I don't use it much for me, but I like to use it for clients and to give them something, you know, like to give them a number, to give them a keyword, and to give them an affirmation. So yeah. And the last one is in this little pouch, and there are 2 together because I'm currently learning this, and I'm falling in love more and more with this deck, and it's the Oracle G. So I have 2 versions, because I have my learning version, which I'm currently learning to read with this deck. So this has all the keywords on this deck, so it's just my learning version, let's say, the one that I use for learning. You know, I pull cards, and the more the more you pull cards, and the more you see the cards with the meanings, the more it will, you know, get stuck in your head, and then you won't need. So I have another version, which is an older version of the deck. This is kind of like the original, that's why you have like the guidebook here. And this one is, I got it on Vinted for, I don't know, €6 or €10 or whatever, because it didn't come with a box, it didn't come with anything else than this little book here. But yeah, I wanted 2 versions, so I could have a version where I could learn, and I tried to, you know, get a card, write down the meaning, and then do that I did this for like 10 cards, for example, and write down the meaning and everything, but I ended up forgetting it, and I was like, if I don't use the deck with the keywords to remember, I will not remember. But again, to me, it's a deck that is very much used in the French community, and I've had mine for years and years and years, but I've never used it. And now I feel like I can use it, I can learn about it for real. And I will be sad if I lost both of them, you know, like it will be sad if I couldn't get my hands on this deck. Also, it fits a special type of thing in my collection. This is more of a prediction or divinatory oracle. It's not necessarily like a self-help oracle or anything like this. It's more a prediction type of deck, which is interesting, you know. I'm always interested in discovering this type of practice. So yeah, it's not a recent one, but it's one that I'm recently learning. And again, it hasn't left my collection when I moved from the UK to France, so there's a reason for that, and I just think it deserves its place in my collection. So yes, that was everything for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you have the same decks, if there are oracle decks that you've never seen, and yeah, anything like this, open the conversation. And yeah, so thank you very much, guys, for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.